What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're having a little bit of a discussion in addition to a news piece here, but we're going to first start off with the discussion surrounding Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Recently, Nintendo had a fantastic Nintendo Treehouse Live presentation where they showed off for the first time Urbosa in action. In addition to more Princess Zelda, we saw Link in a training mission, and we also saw my girl, more of Impa, out there wreaking havoc, and all of it looks really good. But how is the game going to perform sales wise? Where do you see this game going when it comes to that? There's been two sides of this for the most part. There's one side that says, oh, this is a canon Zelda game, it's going to do really well. Look at some of the pre-orders and stuff that's going on. Obviously, it's going to sell 10 million units plus or something crazy, 5 million units. And then you have the other side that's like, well, hold up here. Let's take a look at some of the other things, like how Warriors games sell, right? A lot of them don't go past a couple million. Look at Hyrule Warriors, or look at Fire Emblem Warriors. Look at some of the other themed games. And it's a very interesting dynamic because this is the one game that I can honestly say that will break the mold for pretty much any other Warriors style game because of the canon nature of it. But if you're looking to find some anecdotal evidence of, okay, how well is this game going to do? Is it going to be a 10 million unit seller? Can it be more than that? Everything at this point, at least, points to it being, yeah, it can definitely be 5 million units to 10 million units, or maybe even more, depending on how good the game is, and of course, long-term sales. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because when I look at the Amazon sales charts, and you guys know that we cover this quite a bit on this channel, and if you don't know, we're gonna go ahead and get into it here. Right now, pandemic, right? Not everybody goes out and buys games at the stores. Amazon has been at the forefront when it comes to looking at the one-to-one relationship with how well a game is doing when we hear about sales numbers and positioning on the charts. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that if your game is up there in the top Amazon sales charts for long extended periods of time, you're going to have really good sales. This is something that's happened pretty much all year. I've been covering Amazon sales charts for the past, I think, 2 or 3 years now at this point, and there is that correlation for the most part. Now, if you look at whenever pre-orders did go live for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, this game has either been #1 on the charts for Amazon, or it's been in the top 10 very easily. Now, if you look at the dynamic now at this point, Amazon recently got a price drop on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and we saw sales of that game shoot way up. I think it's about $45 right now. And then on top of that, you have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That's right there at #7 when it comes to video games sold. Now, you have to remember, like I said, since the pre-orders went live, when Nintendo first revealed the game, it's been either #1 or in the top, I think, like 7 or 8 since then. That is a lot of pre-orders when it comes to sales and everything. People are continuing to buy the game, and it seems like it's propping up other Legend of Zelda games. Like I said, with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It looks like both of these games are going to get huge sales numbers whenever the game does drop, because people are preparing for the game. It's a prequel, but then people also want to know what's going on. So some people are probably buying Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, playing that, then we'll buy Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity afterwards, leading into the Legend of Zelda sequel, or Breath of the Wild 2, whatever you want to call it. So there is a lot of evidence at this point that kind of shows that this game will do 10 million units plus. It seems like it has that vibe to it, that it's going to be a game that does very well. And you also have to look at it this way. We don't have the eShop positioning charts at this point, like in terms of what people are pre-ordering. I tried to look them up, but you can't see it just yet. We have to wait till the game goes live. But I'm telling you right now, the game is going to be a very good seller on the eShop as well. There's a lot of people that are preloading the game and getting ready for it that way. So to me, I think if the question is, can this sell 10 million? That's always kind of like, is this a 10 million unit seller for Nintendo? There aren't a ton of games that sell 10 million units. Most games don't even get close to that. But can Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity reach that spot? I think absolutely it can, and I think that it will, based on everything that we're seeing so far. I know that pretty much the press for this game has been extremely positive. There has not really been too much negative things so far outside of some people complaining that the multiplayer isn't online, which the Warriors games, it's had it before, right? Some of the Warriors games have online multiplayer, some of them don't. I know Hyrule Warriors did not have online. Fire Emblem Warriors didn't have online multiplayer or anything like that, but I know Hyrule Warriors had like the local multiplayer that you can play. It wasn't that great, but it was there. But outside of that, pretty much everyone's excited for the game completely, and it's played really well so far. Like, it looks good, it runs good, the TGS gameplay was fantastic. So I do think that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity will hit that 10 million based on what I'm seeing with the Amazon sales charts, based on what I think is going to happen with the eShop charts, and based on the fact that it's canon and that they marketed it in a certain way to where it's not a lot of time in between. If you wait, you know, like let's say 5, 6, 7 months or whatever in between the release of it, you can kind of have some of the anticipation for the game go down. But the game didn't leak, and the game was announced in a way to where it was a short period of time. So it was announced, and then all of a sudden you can pre-order it right away. So people are just like impulse, like, okay, let me just go get it. And then on top of that, it's not that far away. It's going to be next month with some odd weeks attached on that. So to me, that's a very good way of marketing your game. That's a very good way of getting people excited and interested very quickly in it. So to me, I think it's going to be pretty good. But what are you guys' thoughts on the game so far? If you haven't checked out my gameplay that I roll, my reaction to the gameplay, make sure you do so. I think that Impa bringing down the frog and all of the cool stuff they showed off with Urbosa and the lightning and the structure of the game, having the Breath of the Wild overworld map and seeing areas that were there before the Great Calamity, like Lon Lon Ranch and the training stuff. That is just brilliance. I think that's going to bring in a lot of players that played Breath of the Wild, and I think that that is going to be one of the main reasons and drivers because of all those little elements and weapons not breaking. That is going to be stuff that really helps this game really just propel itself. I don't think it's going to sell as much as Breath of the Wild. I'll be shocked if it did, because that game's going towards 20 million. I think if you add the Wii U version, it is 20 million plus. So I don't think it's going to do that well, but I think it has a very good chance to do 10 million units plus lifetime today, if not more, depending on how good the game is once it does drop. So what are you guys' thoughts on all this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here, guys. It seems like GameStop is really positioning itself to be strategically viable for the next gen systems when it comes to Microsoft, because there is a brand new partnership that GameStop recently announced, and they're saying it's a multi-year strategic partnership with Microsoft. And what they aim to do, so let's see if we can break this down. What they aim to do is to advance GameStop's key strategic pillars and extend its digital omni-channel ecosystem. So that's what I talk about when I say like digital and viable in the next generation. Well, you know, GameStop for getting physical games, right? And if you look at it, Sony is the company that said, we're not sending you guys our digital game codes anymore. So this partnership swoops in with Microsoft right here, and they say, okay, well, we're going to do digital with you guys, and we're going to build a partnership with Phil Spencer and Microsoft getting completely hands-on and involved. They put out a big press release talking about a number of things here, so let's get into it. Now, under this agreement, GameStop will standardize its back-end and in-store solutions on Dynamic 365, Microsoft's portfolio of cloud-based business applications and customer data platform, empowering associates with integrated experiences across its business operations, including finance, inventory, e-commerce, retail, and point of sale. This will enable store associates the ability to access omni-channel insights about customer preferences and purchasing history, real-time information on product availability, subscriptions, pricing, and promotions in order to provide a differentiated and personalized in-store customer experience. Now, additionally, associates will be equipped with the new Microsoft Surface devices that will transform the in-store experience and help unlock new retail experiences in the future. The mobility of Microsoft Surface will allow associates to move freely within the store footprint, meeting the needs of customers faster and more efficiently. Microsoft Surface devices have already been an important part of the digital modernization strategy for store management. As part of its transformation, GameStop plans to roll out Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Teams to its stores, empowering more than 30,000 store associates with enhanced productivity and collaboration tools. With Teams, store associates will more easily be able to ask questions and share insights with one another, enabling them to provide a better customer experience. Associates will also benefit from enhanced security and identity management capabilities. Following decades as an essential provider of the Microsoft Xbox gaming platform and services, GameStop has expanded its Xbox family of product offerings to include Xbox All Access, which provides an Xbox console and 24 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to players with no upfront cost. GameStop and Microsoft will both benefit from the customer acquisition and lifetime revenue value of each gamer brought into the Xbox ecosystem. Then they also had Phil Spencer and other people make comments. So if you want to see that, you can check it out. So basically, it looks like it's going to be trying to revamp the customer experience. So when you walk into there saying, hey, is this game available? Or do you guys have this? Instead of having to go behind the counter and have all this look up in their ghetto system, because that system is old school, right? They're going to be revamping everything to be faster, to be better, and for you to go in there and have a cleaner and better experience compared to what you have before. Because anytime that I walk into there, you always see somebody on the phone and you see somebody behind the counter, and you got to wait a while before they even have help for you or anything like that. Or they're always pushing you to pre-order or whatever the case is. But if they have some of this stuff that's modernizing things and your purchase history, just say, hey, you like this game before, and we see here that you bought this from us. So would you like to pre-order this upcoming game? So it's more in line with what you want, more so than, hey, I need to get my pre-order numbers up, so we want to pre-order this, or this, or this. That's kind of how it's been whenever I go into the stores sometimes. Not all the experiences, but sometimes. So it seems like they're trying to fast track things, make it more personal, make it a better customer experience example for release dates and for games. So we will see if it works or not. I'm not a big GameStop customer myself, but I don't want businesses to go under and for people to lose their jobs. So I'm hoping that this turns them around in some way, shape, or form. And having Reggie on the board as well to help out with this is probably one of the things that he did behind the scenes to get this partnership going. So we'll see how it works with the Xbox Series X and S coming up, with continued sales of the Switch and some of the bigger games that are coming. It should be a little bit of a turnaround for them because they need to do something, right? They need to do something with it. So we'll see how it works out. So what are you guys' thoughts on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity in addition to GameStop? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.